The love dance before ostriches mate is a real spectacle of Mother Nature. It reminds me of a bizarre relationship we've been investigating for years. The virtual love affair between the folks you elect to watchdog the use of your money for 911 service in Northwest Harris County and Cypress Creek EMS, the so-called charity that provides the ambulance service you're paying for with big bucks. Once a volunteer service, CCEMS is now a bloated $20+ million bureaucracy. Yikes! Expensive management, curious overtime. No one's ever questioned the quality of the medical care. That's not what the FBI is investigating. It's possible fraud of your money. And regardless of what happens, the waste is staring you right in the face. And remember, there's no crime for wasting money. It's also not a crime for the public officials at ESD 11 elected to watchdog 911 money to be negligent in their job. The ESD 11 board has now decided to use your tax money, not to probe the possible fraud, but to pay their legal bills and to help get some PR in the middle of an election campaign.
We're looking at obviously going on the offensive of putting out positive information.
And that brings me to this guy, Josh Fettner. He wants to remain on the ESD board to police CCMS's use of your money. He used to be on their board. Well, that's not a conflict. Mr. Fettner sent an email to folks this week, and it should be posted right next to the video of the ostrich love dance. Fender attacks my firm for daring to seek sunshine, simply the release of records showing how your money is being spent. Ask yourself why he doesn't want to see the records too. He tells you there is no federal investigation, yet they fight the release of federal grand jury subpoenas they know ESD 11 got. Fender defends CCMS's refusal to identify who's on their payroll, even though your tax money pays all their salaries, millions. He says he's trying to protect CCMS from competition. But wait a second, that's not his job. He should only care that taxpayers get good ambulance service, what they pay for. CCEMS currently faces criminal charges for withholding charity records. Fender says nothing when 911 money is used to pay CCEMS boss Brad England's lavish entertainment bills. He doesn't ask why some CCEMS employees make such staggering overtime and others don't. Fender says I say mean things about the ESD board because my company is paid to smear people. Boy, I've never heard that before. You can read his whole email. Obviously, he's a big fan. For the record, I've never been paid a penny by any present or former members of the ESD 11 board. None of the candidates in this year's race have paid me a penny. Zero. Also never been paid by any ambulance company, being used as some kind of boogeyman by the ESD to protect their buddies at CCEMS. Mr. Fender has sat by while CCEMS has wasted hundreds of thousands of your dollars suing my company for daring to seek accountability. He doesn't question how lucrative medical billing contracts went to the wife of a top CCEMS official. Ever got an ambulance bill? They're crazy. And maybe they could use some of the money that they're now wasting to lower the cost or buy some bandages or something. Instead, the ESD worries about me.
There had been some reports out there in the public saying some things about the ESD.
And Josh has now volunteered to be on the PR committee.
Josh raised his hand. So thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Fettner knows that campaign records of the ESD commissioners have been subpoenaed in the federal investigation. Why don't you release the grand jury subpoenas, Mr. Fettner? Come on, Josh, tell folks the whole truth. Try it. You might like it. Maybe they'll understand why everyone's doing the ostrich love dance. The feds sought out a tape of 3 members of the ESD board pledging allegiance to CCMS as part of their campaign for election. Listen to ESD 11 President Tommy Ripley, one of the guys with his hands in the air.
My experience in the last 2 years has been every one of us found to be, we've been found not guilty.
And they're really not.
And it's not even us.
It's not us.
Correct.
It's not us.
Yeah, the
ESD has not been accused of anything.
ESD is not under investigation.
Don't have a clue what he's talking about, but he knows exactly why the feds are investigating CCEMS and the policing of 911 dollars by those guys. But he doesn't talk about that, just about me. Okay, Josh, here's a challenge. Let's do an interview. Me and you, unedited, you can have a copy, we'll have a copy. It'll cost my company, I figure, about as much as one of those lavish dinner and liquor bills that Mr. England has run up that you think is just fine and dandy. And you know what? I'll do it for free. That's some PR for you. In the end, if 600,000 taxpayers in ESD 11 want a lapdog like Josh Fentner or Fred Grundemeyer to watch their money, God bless them. With those guys, you get a real love affair with your money.